The House of Representatives Committee on Appropriation and Nigerian Customs Service have committed to increase the 2024 revenue target of the service to 6 trillion naira. This was the resolution at the resumed interaction of the appropriation committees with agencies of government on Monday in Abuja. Chairman of the committee, Honorable Abubakar Bichi, maintained that government-owned enterprises should generate more revenue than what is projected in the budget proposal. He pleaded with the Comptroller General of Nigerian Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, to think of increasing the target to 5 trillion naira.
27 trillion may look very big, but considered our, inflation, exchange rate, and all of that, we believe that we really have to look into it and to support Mr. President to actualize his 8-point agenda. No matter how Mr. President wants to actualize his agenda, he needs some funds, he needs some money, and the only way for him to get money is through all these GOEs, and to see how we can interact with them, how we can have more funding to support Mr. President to actualize his dreams. That's the reason why we said, let's call all the GOEs and the Honorable Minister of Finance to see how we can move on, how we can get more revenues to support Mr. President to actualize his dreams for Nigeria. We believe that the budget was perfect, brilliant budget, but of course without funding, it's going to be a serious problem.
One of the heads of the government-owned enterprises, Comptroller General of Nigerian Customs Service, Wale Adeniyi, while addressing the lawmakers, said the Nigerian Customs Service has a projected 5 trillion naira in revenue and could generate an additional 1 trillion naira if government lifts the suspension of duty on single-use plastic and increase the duty on alcohol and tobacco.
In terms of performance, as at end of November, or should I just say last week, Friday, we have done 2 trillion 959 billion 858 million naira. In terms of the percentage of the total that we are targeting for 2023, this amounts to about 81% of our projected revenue. We still have some few days in 2023. We are a little bit optimistic that we would be able to give the target a very good shot. An analysis of our performance in 2023 shows that we had a very, very slow start to the year. And we know that there were a number of factors that were responsible for the slow performance in the year. But things have redoubled a little bit from the second quarter, from the third quarter of the year. And we've moved from an average of about 200 billion per month in the first half of the year to something in the region of 350 billion.
The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, gave a rundown of the revenue projections and expectations of government in the face of the micro and macroeconomic climate of the country as of today. He also threw more light on the issues around government borrowing plans and the constraints on the 2024 budget, amongst others.
If you look at the budget, it even indicates that we are looking to equity, we are looking to privatization, even though the estimates for revenue from there are relatively modest. But it's the direction of travel and intention that is important. So we'll be looking to get more revenue from across the board of government business, which means the government-owned enterprises, the parastatals, as well as looking to private sector investment.
However, the duo agreed to increase the initial over 5 trillion naira proposed by the Nigerian Customs Service as its targeted revenue for the year 2024. The Chief Executive Officer of Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Gbenga Komolafe, also projected a 5.663 trillion naira for the commission. In a related development, the House of Representatives Committee on Customs and Excise has called for the setting up of a tripartite committee comprising of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), the Ministry of Finance and the Nigerian Customs Service to provide a coordinated platform on fiscal and monetary policies for the country. Chairman of the committee, Honorable Leke Abejide, made the call during an interactive session with the Comptroller General, Nigerian Customs Service, Bashir Adewale Adeni, and also called for the implementation of the House resolution of 90 days notice for any change in policy. He said that becomes necessary so that investors and importers are not taken unaware of any policy change.
Just last week, investors woke up only to discover that exchange rate has been raised from 784 naira to a dollar to 951 per dollar without any notice. I received uncountable number of calls because people mistakenly thought it came from Nigeria Customs Service. To prevent such abrupt changes, as the chairman of this committee, I suggest implementation of a House of Representatives resolution of the 9th Assembly requiring a 90-day notice for policy changes. This approach will allow ongoing transactions to conclude smoothly, minimizing economic distortions and inflationary pressures. I am excited about the upcoming meeting in Lagos, where we will engage with key stakeholders in the economy to delve deeper into the critical issues and explore collaborative solutions for advancing our nation's economic development.
Members of the committee expressed concern about the multiple checkpoints mounted by the Customs Service across the country and the need to work in close collaboration with border communities in curbing smuggling and enhancing activities of the Customs Service. Annie T. Patrick, Core TV News, Abuja.